The sound hits first. Not wings. Emus don't fly. It's the thunder of clawed feet, thousands of them pounding dry earth. The wheat field shivers like something alive. Major GPW Meredith crouches behind the Lewis gun. Sweat drips into his eyes. His hands shake on the metal grips. The gun is hot. Too hot. He's already fired 300 rounds. They're coming straight at him, 6-foot-tall birds, hundreds of them, moving like soldiers, like a real army. They don't scatter, they don't panic. They charge in perfect formation. Meredith squeezes the trigger, the gun roars, spent casings hit the dirt. The smell of gunpowder fills his nose. The emus split apart, left, right, zigzagging through the wheat like they've done this before. Like they know what a machine gun does. The gun clicks, jams. No, 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 no! Private Wilson is beside him, face pale, lips trembling. The kid survived Gallipoli. He's not scared of much. Sir, Wilson whispers, they're learning. They're actually learning our tactics. Meredith slams the gun's bolt. It won't move. The birds keep coming, closer. The sound of their feet drowns out everything. Their guttural grunts sound wrong, too deep, almost like laughter. One emu stops 20 yards away, just stops. Its yellow eye locks onto Meredith. The pupil contracts. It's looking at him, not through him, at him. The bird tilts its head, then it turns. The entire flock follows. They disappear into the wheat like ghosts. Meredith grabs the radio. His voice cracks. Command, this is Meredith. We need reinforcements. We're losing ground to birds. Do you copy? We're losing to birds. Static, then a voice. Repeat that, Major. Meredith looks at his hands. They won't stop shaking. He's fought Germans, survived the Western Front. He wears the medals to prove it. But this? The wheat field stretches empty before him. Golden stalks trampled flat, feathers drift in the hot wind. The smell of bird musk mixes with gun smoke and dust. Somewhere in the distance, the emus regroup, waiting, watching. Wilson spits into the dirt. What now, sir? Meredith stares at the horizon, at the thousands of birds he can't see but knows are there. I don't know, he says. The wind picks up, carries the sound of clawed feet. They're circling around. 3 weeks earlier, Jack Murray stands in his wheat field. The crop reaches his waist, golden, ready for harvest. His hands shake. They always shake now. 2 fingers missing on his left hand, gift from the Somme. The sound reaches him first, like thunder, but the sky is clear. Over the ridge they come. Emus, thousands of them, moving like a living carpet across his land. Jack doesn't run, he just watches them tear through 6 months of work in minutes. Their beaks rip the wheat stalks clean, efficient, mechanical. His son Tommy runs up beside him, 10 years old, too young to remember the war. Dad, why don't they just fly away? Jack's voice comes out hollow. They don't need to. They're winning. The birds eat for an hour. Then they leave. Half the field destroyed. This happens to every farm, every day. The farmers try rifles. The emus dodge. They build fences. The birds kick through them. Strong legs, stronger than wood. They set traps. The emus avoid them. In Perth, government men sit in cool offices. A delegation of farmers stands before them. Dirt under their fingernails, desperation in their eyes. One official laughs. You want the military? For birds? A farmer steps forward, drops something heavy on the polished table. A dead emu. Its stomach split open. Wheat spills out, 40 pounds of it. The laughter stops. Minister of Defense George Pierce signs the order. Show them what Australian soldiers can do. Major GPW. Meredith arrives with 2 men, 2 Lewis machine guns. He steps off the truck in a pressed uniform, boots shined. He's done with real wars. This will be easy. Jack Murray meets him at the staging area. Meredith extends his hand. Jack's handshake is weak. The missing fingers make it awkward. How many birds are we talking about? Meredith asks. Jack points to the horizon. Look for yourself. Meredith raises his binoculars. The landscape moves. Not wind, not heat shimmer, birds. Thousands upon thousands, moving in groups, coordinated like infantry columns. He lowers the binoculars. His hands aren't shaking yet, but they will be. The emus shift direction, all at once, perfect synchronization. They flow around obstacles like water. Meredith's sergeant whispers beside him, Sir, that's not normal bird behavior. No, it isn't. Jack Murray walks away, back to what's left of his farm. His son follows. Meredith watches them go, watches the emus moving on the horizon, watches his easy assignment dissolve into the heat. He doesn't know it yet, but he's already lost. Day 4, over 2,500 rounds fired. The math sits in Meredith's notebook like a confession. 50 birds, maybe, probably less. The bullets cost more than the wheat. They set the ambush at the water tank. Perfect position, clear sight lines, both guns loaded and ready. The emus come at dusk, hundreds of them, moving like water across the dirt. Then they stop. One bird walks forward, alone, its head cocked sideways, studying the rocks, studying the exact positions where men hide. Meredith holds his breath, waits. The bird steps closer. He fires. The scout drops. Every other emu turns and runs, not scattered, not panicked. They pivot together like trained soldiers and disappear into the scrub. "Sir," his sergeant's voice cracks. "They sent a scout." The radio transmission goes to Perth, to men in clean uniforms who've never fired a shot at anything that moves. The emus have developed tactical awareness, request immediate reinforcements. Static. Then, "Say again? Did you say the birds have tactics?" Meredith doesn't answer. What can he say that won't sound insane? The newspapers find out. Sydney first, then Melbourne, then London. Australia becomes a joke told in pubs across the empire. The country that lost a war to birds. Meredith finds Jack Murray's farm empty, door swinging open. Wheat growing through cracks in the floor where no one walks anymore. A note on the table. "Gone to find work. The birds won. We lost." He walks outside. The emus graze in the golden light, peaceful, untouchable. They don't run when he approaches. They don't need to. Meredith sits on a fence post, watches them eat. His sergeant lights a cigarette with shaking hands. "We fought Germans," Meredith says. "We fought Turks." The emus continue grazing. "How do you fight something that doesn't care if you're afraid of it?" The sergeant has no answer. The sun sets on the Australian outback. The birds own it now. They always did. Meredith's hands shake as he bolts the Lewis gun to the truck bed. The metal feels cold. Too cold for November in the outback. "This is it," he says. His voice cracks. "We match their speed. We end this." His sergeant nods, says nothing. They both know what failure means. The truck engine coughs to life. Headlights cut through the dark. They spot the flock at first light. Hundreds of emus, maybe thousands, moving east across the flats like a dark river. "There!" Meredith slams his hand on the truck roof. The driver floors it. Dust explodes behind them. The gun rattles. Brass casings fly. 3 birds drop. Then 5 more. "It's working!" The sergeant grips the truck frame. "Sir, it's actually..." The flock splits. Not panic, not chaos. Strategy. Half the birds cut left, half cut right. The truck careens between them. Meredith swings the gun. Fires left. Birds scatter into brush too thick for the truck. He swings right. The belt jams. "No, no, no, no!" His fingers tear at the mechanism. Spent casings wedge in the feed. He rips them free, cuts his palm open. Blood drips onto hot metal. It sizzles. The truck hits a washout. Everything goes airborne. The gun mount snaps. The Lewis gun crashes into the truck bed. Meredith lands hard. Tastes blood. Feels his ribs scream. The driver slams the brakes. Silence. Then the sound starts all around them. Grunt, grunt, grunt. Emus circling the truck, not fleeing, not afraid, watching. Meredith pulls himself up. Every breath hurts. An emu stands 10 feet away, 6 feet tall, ancient eyes locked on his. He reaches for his sidearm. The bird doesn't move. Meredith's hand falls. The pistol stays holstered. "Get us out of here," he whispers. The truck limps back to camp. The emus don't follow. They don't need to. That night, Meredith writes his final report. His hand shakes so badly the words barely form. "Request immediate withdrawal. Mission failure. The emus have won." He sets down the pen. Outside in the dark, he hears them calling. Victorious. The recall order comes on November 10th. Meredith rides back to Perth in silence. The truck bed holds exactly 4 dead emus, 10,000 rounds fired, 4 birds. In the minister's office, the air tastes like cigar smoke and shame. "Explain this." Pierce throws the newspaper across the desk, the Sydney Morning Herald. The headline makes Meredith's stomach turn. "Sir, the emus demonstrated unprecedented..." "I don't want excuses." Pierce's knuckles are white. "I sent Australian soldiers to handle birds. The entire world is laughing at us." Meredith says nothing. What can he say? That the birds moved like infantry? That they used scouts and flanking maneuvers? That they learned from every mistake? It sounds insane. "You're dismissed." Pierce won't meet his eyes. "Don't talk to reporters." Outside, the Perth streets buzz with gossip. Meredith hears fragments. "Couldn't beat a bunch of chickens. Waste of taxpayer money. Absolute disgrace." He thinks about Jack Murray, about all the farmers who lost everything. The military operation didn't save them. It just made their tragedy into a joke. 3 months later, the government tries again. Different soldiers, same result. The emus win. Eventually, Australia gives up. They build better fences, offer bounties to hunters. The farmers learn to work around the birds, not against them. The emus never leave. Meredith lives another 40 years. He never speaks publicly about November 1932, but sometimes at the pub, after enough drinks, he'll say it. We went to war with nature. Nature doesn't surrender. Nature doesn't retreat. Nature just waits. In Western Australia, the emus still roam. 50,000 strong, maybe more. They outlasted soldiers, outlasted bullets, outlasted human pride. The Great Emu War ended November 10, 1932. The emus never knew there was a war. They were just living, and they won.